Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something different. I'm actually going to be discussing the problem with Halo Infinite and the Halo series in general, and how we, as players, can possibly fix it. Now before we get started, I found out that 98.5% of you guys have AIDS. Oh wait, my bad. They're not subscribed. Anyways, what's the difference? Alright, let's get into this video. Alright, first things first, let's look at the bread and butter of Halo, the campaign. What makes or breaks the game? Halo 5 had a rough start, and you'd think by now 343 would learn their lesson. However, Halo Infinite, as you come to find out, it's not too bad, but it's not Game of the Year worthy. The campaign by itself is just a bunch of vacant bases that you go to during missions. If you come back there, there's no purpose. It's the same thing over and over again. Capture an FOB, you get Marines, go to another one. You do this 24 or so times for each letter of the military alphabet, and after that there's no replayability. The campaign missions themselves, they're decent, they're nothing compared to Halo 3 or Halo Reach. Coming from a fan of Bungie's old reign of the series, 343 is just leaving a hollow shell. The game feels more centered around Spartans, that's 343's take, compared to the nitty-gritty Marines that Bungie used to take. Most of the Halo games now are just all centered around how overpowered the Spartans are. Before, it used to be centered around the Marines. You barely see the Marines in Halo Infinite. They're at the FOBs, sometimes they're in the missions, but besides that, it's hard to find them. When it comes to the enemies, I like the wide assortment, however we're missing the Flood, and I think that the Covenant are actually lacking in a few aspects. They have the Halo 2 Anniversary armor for some of the elites, and it looks like just a bad engine port overall. The grunts are awesome, everyone said this before, the dialogue is a nice touch. However, the brutes though, I feel like they could be worked on a bit. The vehicle and weapon sandbox in the campaign is all but vacant. There's some vehicles here and there, you can get more the more you play. You can also unlock them at the FOBs, but by the time you get the Wasp, you're generally already done with the campaign, so it makes it obsolete. You can use it to fly around the map, but here's the thing. The map is a vacant desert. The map itself might as well just be a desert. It is vacant, there's nothing to do for the forest. Like all these places that should be there, it's such a wide open map, and it's just replaced with the same terrain, copy and pasted. Here's a mountain, here's a tree, here's a rock. Here's some little Covenant squads going in and out. You can collect these Spartan and Banished audio logs as well as some skulls, but besides that, there's not a lot of room to explore. There should be a lot more hidden things. There should be these little skirmishes going on. I don't know what 343 was thinking when they put us in after all the main action already happened. They should have put us in when Halsey was going to the ground with all the other Spartan teams, and all the big team battles, in a quite of a sense, were going on the ring at the time. Another thing for campaign is there's no dynamic weather, there's no dynamic enemy spawns. They're all set spawns at different bases or in different locations. Possibly they can incorporate a system using the game's code to randomize the AIs. We could have had a snow section of the map, maybe a desert section. We've seen this before in other Halo games. When we're put into the campaign, most of the war has already been taken care of, it's already over. We're just trying to get a foothold back because the Banished completely wiped us out. Why can't we play as like a Marine, an ODST, or a different Spartan for that time period, as the Banished is just overwhelming the UNSC at that time? There should have been some missions as well on the UNSC Infinity from the initial point of contact. I know the ship was lost in over 5 minutes, which doesn't make any sense based on the gradual size of it. That's also been talked about in the Halo community. There should have been like, this could have been like an easy way to incorporate like a Long Night of Solace Halo Reach mission with space combat. That would have made the campaign, I would say, 2 times better just from that. We already have the Wasp physics, just incorporate that in like a Saber fighter. We have Flyable Pelican in Halo 4 as well as another ship I don't currently know the name of. That could have easily been imported like what they did with most of Halo 2's assets into Halo Infinite's campaign. This would have made it a lot better and a lot easier on 343's part to include more to their campaign. However, I think most of the 343's focus was centered towards multiplayer. That leads me to the multiplayer. When it comes to multiplayer itself, the weekly challenge in itself are completely terrible. They're only limited to that 1 week, and there's no way as of right now to get them back if you miss any of those 20 challenges during that week. It's not optimized for people who actually want to play the game. It's optimized for people who want to spend as much time on the game at a certain point. It doesn't cater to everyone who plays Halo. If anything, it caters to, shall we say, the basement dwellers of the Halo community. The gun sandbox and multiplayer is lackluster, I will say. It's just the same AR battle rifle and the sidekick pistol. There's some Covenant weapons or Promethean weapons scattered throughout the map. I think we should have more dynamic weapon spawns. I don't think there should be set weapon spawns. Only in competitive should this be a thing. Quick play, however, I don't think it should be. Sort of like a Fiesta game mode, but only on those weapon racks. There's no customization for Covenant vehicles, nor Covenant weapons. Another thing that everyone's very familiar with is the desync and the melee and the aim assist. I'm not going to get into that because every other Halo YouTuber known to man has covered that. And finally, the microtransactions. The coming darkness to the Halo community. If Halo 5 wasn't enough, prepare for this. People keep supporting this system and it's only going to get worse. Now it's coming to MCC as well in recent news. And the multiplayer being free to play does not excuse the fact that it's unfinished with a lackluster sandbox, and the game's been 6 to 7 years in development. It feels at this point the longer you wait, the worse the game's going to be. This is a common occurrence with not just 343, but other games, other gaming companies. And finally, the solution, in my opinion. 1. We watch what we spend on Halo Infinite. Do not pay for the microtransactions. 2. Take a break from the game until they fix it. There's other games out there to play, other games that listen to their community. 343 barely responds and they barely fix anything. They want your money. I hate to admit it, I'm a big fan of 343 as well, but they seem to have turned corporate. If we continue to play and pay for this system, it's only going to get worse. They saw what happens for Halo Infinite, they got a lot of money from everyone buying cosmetics on there, even the game was super unfinished. And now it's coming to MCC. MCC is going to be riddled with microtransactions in the future, mark my words. The only way to stop it, to spread the word, do not pay for these microtransactions, and don't play the game until it's finished. Alright, thank you guys for listening to my rant, we'll call it, not even a video. Go ahead, like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.
But they showed him, for the first was coming in sin.